in case one Christina is not enough.
One Christine is never enough. Let's be real.
One
Let's
Christina
bring some heat.
is way
I'm in the
more.
mood.
Oh, Anthony?
Anthony's here. We've got. I know. I had to. We had to cut him. We had to cut a big check to get him to commit to this. No, I'm kidding. Anthony, you know that means the world, man, that you're here, brother. It's like literally having Tony Robbins, except I don't have to pay for it. I don't have to pay $1 million. Christine, please send Jonathan Sessi the link.
He's campaigning.
He just texted me. Did you? Nice.
Sussy?
Yeah.
Jonathan Francisco.
Jonathan Sessi just texted me. I got it under control.
Herding cats.
Herding cats. Except for the ones that are here. These are pros.
Yes! The shower uppers.
My computer is trying to update Zoom. Why are they not texting Danielle? It's all right.
Hey, I got all day for Michigan.
He's the world coach. So while he's doing that, or while we're will you check if Tyrone? I think he can't get in here.
I'm admitting people as we go.
No, I know he's physically here.
Tyrone?
Tyrone,
Player.
yeah, player, yeah. Yeah, please. Yeah. Hi, how are you? We got Jen Clancy in the building.
Jen! I can't see them. I want to see them. You need to fix your camera.
Oh, she was just calling you from my phone. How are you, bro? Thanks for coming by, man. We didn't start yet. Come on in. Guys, there's
Stephanie Sacco.
Can you
Stephanie,
make it
you're
so I
muted.
can see them?
There's Jimmy John's, water, sparkling water.
I love this song.
What song?
I should have been a disc jockey.
You say so, coach.
You guys see me as a DJ?
You know we can't hear whatever song you're
I know
you're playing.
I can hear it.
But apparently I did 10,000 steps.
Stephanie Sacco. Is that how you say her last name?
Yeah, it is.
Let's go. We'll go 60 seconds, Mike. You ready?
Yeah, do you need an intro?
Yeah,
Michael.
intro me.
Michael,
Yes.
can you fix the screen looking at the students? I want to wave.
I want to see the students.
Sorry, guys. I'm
Yes.
sick. I've been coughing for 2 days.
The challengers.
Jonathan Sessi.
Jay Sessi. I'll
What's
get
up,
back
man?
on a plane right now. I will get back on a plane right now. I'm hoping Michigan votes the way I hope. I'm not going to say, but I'm just saying.
You're not allowed.
I'm here to
say.
talk politics.
You're not allowed. My dad taught me two things not to talk about: politics and religion.
Well, I got plenty to say about both of them, but I won't. I promise.
I know you do.
I got a lot of jewelry on.
How many do we have live, Michael?
Oh, look at John.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 live and 1, 2, 3 Zoomers.
I think we got more than 3 Zoomers.
No, there's a lot of note takers in there.
We got some fireflies.
it's like fireflies. There's read.ai, there's otter.ai, there's my Fathom note taker, but there's no fireflies.
Well, let's go. Why don't you give us the agenda and then intro me, and I'll stay as long as I can after I speak. I want to hear what you guys are talking about too.
I appreciate it. So obviously, thank you guys all for coming out for this challenge. This is what we talked about before in regards to just like right now while everybody's sleeping, doubling down. We talked a lot of mindset in that bigger sort of setting that we have. And even those of you that have been to like my class, I have to skip through so much stuff just to try to cram it in that little period. So we're going to go deep dive today. Anthony and I kind of have sort of married the two topics. Now, Anthony really is the time management master. So he's the one that that's what he's going to be covering, time management. And then I'm going to go deep into the theme days and activity tracking, which really will fall into kind of that time blocking. So while he's going time management, I'm going on the time blocking side. But what I didn't get a printout for him. So coach, during your action items, will you just have them like instruct them, all right, write this part down
Sure.
for the $sign or whatever. Okay. So,
Anything for you, Troy. Anything for you.
thank you. Coach, you're in a mood today. So I like it.
Mood.
But this is like, so just to preface this, there was probably nobody worse at time management than me. I know you gave me a little thing. Trust me, I was the absolute worst. And over the years, this has just been an ongoing journey of improving it. And I have him in my corner that, and along with Matt and John from the heads of our division, but Tony's, I'm a big fan of all the new stuff that we do, but I'm also a huge fan of the fundamentals, right? Like we don't want to get away from some of that stuff. So, Tony, if there's anything that you want to share on the screen, or if not, I'm just going to put you as the highlighted speaker.
Do you guys like more of the yellow or the more of the white and yellow? You like that
I
one?
like that one. Whatever you have on.
All right. I promise I'm not as pale as it looks.
All right, California boy.
Am I on?
I was just gonna say that.
You're on.
First off, it's an honor to be here. I wish I was there in person. You never know. You never know. I'll get on a plane. I'm so excited about what you guys are doing. Here's the key. You got to finish. Whatever you do, if you take on a challenge, whatever it is in your life, with your physical health, whether it's you're running a marathon, you're doing something for your business like this, you have to follow through and finish, because what happens is if you don't finish, it will affect your mindset. It will affect your belief in yourself. So I just want to start off with that one. The other one is I want everybody to attack whatever they're uncomfortable with in their business. If there's something you're uncomfortable with, do it. Obviously legal and compliance, but if there's like an activity that you know or believe in that you need to do for your business and you haven't done it yet, I call it the shoulds and the wants. You got to do them. Whatever you want to do for your business that you haven't yet, you got to do it. Whatever you should do for your business yet, you got to do it. You have to do it, because if you don't do it, deep down inside, you'll start to not believe in yourself. That can't happen. So I want you to attack comfort zones. The last thing I'm going to say before we get in a little TM action is audit your business right now. We got about 58 days left in the year. My favorite holiday, Christmas, is coming. I love Thanksgiving. I love eating turkey. I love it all. I love mashed potatoes, cranberries. I like it all. So I'm excited, but this is a great time to fully go on attack. Don't just sit back and wait to engage in what you're learning or what you've already learned in your business. but I want you to audit your business. What I'm doing with Mike right now is I got him auditing his business. So any cracks in the armor, I want him to find them. So I want all of you to find the cracks in your business armor, and I want you to fix them, assess or audit, adjust if you need to, and keep moving forward. Write that down. I probably asked you to write it down if you saw me live a few weeks ago, but assess everything in your business or audit your business. Adjust if you feel like you need to, and keep moving forward. Detroit, my name's Anthony Casillas. I'm excited to be with you today. Let's go. Oh, that's what one of our mentors does, Matt Schultz. He does twice in his career. Him and John have done $500 million a month. Who here wants to do $500 million a month? Come on, let's go. You know, I'll start off with this because I know Mike's got me on a schedule. There's so many time management systems and models similar to strategy. It's everywhere. There's strategies everywhere. Find one that you believe in for your business. Whatever that time management, if you take one nugget from me, or you take one nugget from Mike or Christine or yourself or your mentors, whatever you do, whatever you believe in for your time management, here's the key to success. I'm going to give it to you right now. I've already said it once. You got to follow through 100% of the time. Like Stephanie Sacco does. She follows through 100% of the time. Mike Ajar, he's a guru, man, but he's just overwhelmed with activities. And he's in, I think, Mike, I'll just say it. I think you're in the high 90s of follow through, but you're focused on getting to the 100%. I know we're human. Mike, is there any AI bots in here? There's one AI bot. This might not work for you, AI bot. This is human stuff. Whatever you decide on, whatever that time management model is, you got to follow through 100%. You got to do it. And you got to do it every business day. So we're going to give you some activities that you could do every business day. If you don't, then your time equation, what I call time fill, won't be able to absorb scaling. Who here wants more business? You can't even see my arm. It's in a cloak. Everybody wants more business, or you wouldn't be here right now at 6:30 on voting night when you could be eating some pizza. Come on. If you don't organize your business, if you don't, an organization, part of it is time management, which I think is the X factor. You won't allow yourself to grow and scale. What, Tony? Allow myself? Yep. We are the ones that are allowing ourselves to grow and scale, and we're actually the ones dictating how much we will scale. So if all of a sudden you add some more business, I think Mike is going to increase 5 to 10 times next year. I think he's that incredible, but I got to make sure he's ready for 5 to times more business. I'm making Mike an organizational master, and that's what I want to do with all of you. This is time management mastery. Every day is truly what we make of it, and we are completely in control and have authority over our time and our choices. Some people will disagree with me on that. Some of even the high-level people that I coach around the country, they're like, well, I don't think I have all the authority over my choices. We do. We do. It's called free will. This is America still. I'm not going to talk politics, but this still is America. We have the authority. That's why self-imposed blockages, which I'm not going to talk about today, are such a big deal, because we are doing it to ourselves. I told Mike yesterday, it's like infecting our business with a virus. What we do to ourselves and our business that hurts our business in a negative way, we are doing it. We got to make sure it doesn't happen. Our business is hard enough than us infusing a virus into our business of self-imposed blockage or lack of time management. Never give away your power. Never, ever give away your power over your business, especially when it comes to what? Time. One of our top gunners, one of the programs I have, he says one day, and I think I said it in the event, is that's the one account we don't know how much we have left. We don't know the balance of our time. Stop thinking about it. I just lost a good friend's wife yesterday, had a heart attack, her 50s. She's gone. Don't mess around with your opportunities and don't mess around with your time by wasting it. It was stated, master your time with conviction and commitment. You got to be committed to this. You got to be convicted to this challenge and to be a time management master, because if you are, you will allow yourself to scale. And if you scale, you won't be overwhelmed. There's nothing worse than doubling your business and all of a sudden you don't have a life anymore. Stay balanced. Stay balanced with your time. Master your time with conviction and commit with these 4 pillars that I'm going to give to you right now. Strategy of time. Time capturing is time fill mastery. If you think about it, humans, that's what we do all day long, is we're filling time. Whether it's our hobbies, whether it's our business, whether it's our families, whether it's sleep, whether it's eating, we're filling time. If you think about it, it's our time is being filled constantly. Ask yourself a powerful question right now. Transparency. Go ahead and write it down. How am I filling my time every single day? How am I filling my business time every single day? Ask yourself that question. Be honest. Just say, you know what? I feel like I'm wasting half my time. We're going to go after the other 50%. We're going to go after the other percent. Here's how. Take authority. Respect every minute of not only your time, but those who are asking of your time. Whoa. Yes, I want you to be aware of and audit who's asking of your time in your business. Obviously, family is everything. Faith is everything to me, but that is number one priority. But in your business, I want you to be aware of where your time is going. Number 2, respect your time. Respect your time. Respect every minute of not only your time, but again, those of asking your time. Excuse me, I said that again. Honor your time. Honor your time. Give honor to every moment that you have in regards to your time. That will create more value for every second you utilize. That's right. I want you to monitor every second of your time, your business time. The last of the 4 cornerstones is gratitude. Be thankful for every second of time, which will put your perspective, mindset, which we're not going to talk about today, in place to not waste it. You won't allow yourself to waste time anymore. That's the biggest challenge that I see people that I coach all over the country, is they're wasting time or they're taking it for granted. Your gratitude for your time will put your time at another level. Here's your first exercise. Write this down. Equate every hour of your business with a monetary amount of value. Maybe not, it might not be what you're making per hour, but I want you to equate what the value is of every hour. If you're putting in an 8-hour day, a 10-hour day, what does every hour equate to in your value for every hour of your time? Mine is $1,000 an hour. I equate every one of my hours to $1,000 per hour. Now, not only does that affect the people that I'm working with, but it affects me and how I approach my time. I'm not taking it for granted. Make sure everybody writes a number, Mike, because I want you to answer them that question later tonight, is what was the value per hour? If people are having a hard time putting a value number on every hour, they might be wasting time. Okay. They might be wasting time. Convert your time into opportunities. A synonym for convert is transfer. Transfer your time into opportunities. Make that transfer of your time for your opportunities in your business right now. Your time is creating transfers of opportunities, or should be, for your business right now. Receive the transfer of time and knowledge. Mike talks a lot about that, the transfer of knowledge. But here's the deal. If you're getting knowledge, you have to say, am I going to receive that knowledge? Because Mike has shown you in his presentations how fast we lose it. How fast we lose it. I'll be able to send you a recording that I did of this, so you'll always have it for this challenge, since you're part of the challenge. My legal team is working on all the stuff that they got to work on for that. But I will get that to you. But I'm glad we're doing this live. I want you to do this. Here's your next exercise. Log your time. That's right. I want you to keep track of what you're doing. I want you to log your time in your business success journal. What's that, Tony? You're creating it right now. I want you to create a business success journal. Go to Amazon, get a blank journal. Every page, you're monitoring your activities and you're monitoring your time progression for every single day. That's part of the audit. You have to audit what you're doing in your time for at least 30 to 60 days, or while you're going through this challenge. Audit your time every day, and you're going to be surprised at how much time you actually waste and how much time you actually have. Wow. Log your time. And I want you to create a conversion rate for time to opportunities. Time to opportunities. Again, audit your time, because it may surprise you on what you're doing. Instantly utilize your time. Mike knows I'm a proactive freak. I do not like procrastination because I believe it's toxic. For what? For your business. It's toxic. It'll kill your business. Don't ever let your business wait on you. Stop doing that if you're doing it. Don't let your business wait on you. So here's what I want you to do in this challenge. I want you to be a proactive master. Van Halen, I love rock and roll. They did a song back in the 80s, 90s called Right Now. The best time to do something is right now, if you have time to do it. If you have time to do it right now. Be a proactive master. What do? First off, find a strategy that works for you, but don't block whatever strategy you utilize. Follow through with your strategy and follow through with your time management 100%. There is no excuse creation allowed in this challenge. Now, I know we might have to get back into agreement with things, but don't allow excuse creation to virusize your business. Oh, it's this. Oh, I saw this. Oh, no. That doesn't work. Take responsibility for your business. It's fun. If you think about it, you all might be working for companies, but we're all kind of like CEOs of our own business. One of the reasons I love the mortgage or the real estate industries is we're like CEOs. But here's the thing. Mike knows I'm on this kick right now. I'm freaking out about this idea of being professional. Oh, that's right. I want you to be like a captain of a plane or a brain surgeon in their professionalism. Like Stephanie Sacco. I'm telling you, she's a pro. A pro. I want all of you to ask yourself that question. Write it down. Am I being as professional as I want to be for my business? Be a professional. Be a professional in every aspect of your business. People ask me all the time, what do I do? I'm going to give you my formula. Mike, give me 3-4 more minutes. First off, I utilize reverse engineering for my business evolutions and my imaginings that I manifest into reality. If you think about it, that's what we do. We manifest our imaginings, and I'm not going to talk mindset today, but here's the thing. It's a deal. In fact, the battle for your business is in here. Don't kid yourself. It's not interest rates. It's not inventory, blah, blah, blah. No, it's in here. It's in here. I know it's more challenging sometimes, but the battle is in here. So I utilize reverse engineering and follow through mastery. I always create an executive summary for every calendar year I execute, and I execute it relentlessly. My executive summary for every year is detailed. It's a business success manual. I would encourage all of you in the challenges. Mike knows how to develop a business success manual because I made him do it twice. Do one. Do an executive summary, a business success manual for 2025 and create the whole year. And then you're going to start reverse engineering it. And here's what I do. I reverse engineer that plan to monthly segments. So for every month, I develop my monthly plans. I know what I'm going to do every single month. Now, I know there might be some new stuff that comes along, but I know my main intentions. Right now, I'm working on a big, huge culture platform for the division. I'm already 2 years ahead of what is happening in the culture platform. I want you guys to at least be 1 year ahead of where you are in your business. I reverse engineer those monthly segments into weekly action plans. Every week, I know exactly what I'm going to do the next week. Then I reverse engineer it again to daily action plans, which is what I want you to work on. I follow my daily action plan with commitment and integrity and 100% follow through. Here's why. Because I believe momentum happens in the details within the day, and that is follow through activity mastery. Whatever you put on your daily action plan, superstars, guess what? You got to do it. You got to do it. Again, I'll go back to what happens is we won't create momentum for our business. Yes, I know when we have closings and we close loans or real estate transactions, that is huge momentum. I love it. But at the end of the day, we're looking for little like little singles every day. If you're a baseball person, just little things every day. So I want you to win the activities every single day. So I do a daily action plan. I want you guys to start this tomorrow. And here it is. It's not rocket science because I do not coach rocket science. Whatever you believe in for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, it's Wednesday. I would do Wednesday through Friday, my weekly action plan, but then I'll reverse engineer it and I will do tomorrow's either the night before or the morning of and put the activities that you believe in. That's the caveat. Do the activities that you believe in, because what happens when we don't believe in it? We won't do it, right? We'll come up with reasons to not do it. So I want you to have activities, and Mike's going to really show you some different activities to create opportunities, right? So whatever those daily action plan activities are, I want you to follow through with them 100%. Here's how you're going to keep yourself on track. After every day, it takes 2 minutes to do a daily assessment report. I'm going to have Mike show you how to do it. Basically, you're going to ask yourself 4 questions. How did I do? Be honest, but don't beat yourself up. Just be honest. Second question is, what did I do? What did I do? Was it in line with my daily action plan, daily success plan, to-do list, whatever your daily flight plan? I don't care what you call it. Just do it. Just do it. Number 3, what didn't I do? Whoa, what didn't I do? And here's the hardest question. Number 4, why not? Why not? Here's the consistency that I'm looking for. Do the daily action plan every day. Do the daily assessment report every day. Do the weekly action plan every single week and follow through with those activities with proactive mastery. That's what I do to keep me on track. I also utilize 2 calendars. I use my online calendar, which I call Calendly, which Mike used. He could show it to you, which keeps me in line with all my coaching sessions and presentations that I do all over the country with now about 130 professionals across the country that I'm coaching. I do multiple masterminds every single month and multiple presentations and multiple think tanks. It's powerful because it has reminders. I just turned 61 years old. I got to have reminders. I'm just going to admit it. I need reminders. Guess what? You're a human. You might need reminders. I know Mike does, and he'll be honest with you and admit that. That system is integrated into my Outlook calendar, which we use here at Team AFN, which is integrated into my smartphone. They all work together. They all think together to make me better. That's what I do. I generally have 2 reminders for every single task every single day. I had 2 reminders for this presentation, but I didn't need reminders for this presentation. I couldn't wait to get back to Zoom, Detroit, right? But I love it. I love reminders. Nothing falls through the cracks. That's what I want you to work on. I want you to eliminate slippage. What kind of slippage do you ask? You mean, Tony? Time slippage. We have to get rid of time slippage. I'm proactive with every aspect of my time organization formula. I never wait to do something. I call everyone, Mike will admit this, and Christine as well, on the minute. I call people on the minute. I don't make people wait for me. I was 12 minutes early for this, waiting. I'd rather be early than late. So, but generally, I call people on the minute. Time management.
You always message us too, like 5 minutes before. You're like, we're starting in 5. You're gonna be there, right?
Just reminding people that I'm there and I care for them. I want you all to win. I just want you to win. So I never wait to do anything. If you find yourself waiting to do something, say, why am I waiting to do that? If you really believe in it, why am I waiting? Powerful. This is the secret I'll leave you with. People ask me all over the country to give them one thing that'll change the results in every aspect of their business. Here's what I believe. Do what you say you're going to do 100% of the time, and you will see results in your business. To me, this challenge is about winning, and here's what the winning is: finishing, doing what you say you're going to do. Let me leave you with this. Utilize every moment of your business. There is plenty of time. There really is. There's a lot of time in every single day, but there's plenty of time to walk in your greatness. Always follow through and always push through when you're challenged. Attack those comfort zones, right? You got to attack what's uncomfortable because you want to make comfortable, the uncomfortable, comfortable. No matter what, never quit on your dreams. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if I went over, Mike, but I was in the mood.
No, Coach, that was amazing. Thank you. I don't think anybody is upset at all that you went over, and I'm gonna come in and sort of marry these things together. But I'm beyond grateful, Coach. It's just always an honor having you with us. All
It's an
right.
honor, my friend.
We love you, Tony.
I love Michigan.
All right, let me.
I'm coming back.
Yes,
please.
We
They
you
said
have
I'm not going to tell you
please.
when, though. I'm just going to walk in maybe to your graduation of this challenge. You never know.
all right. So you guys know I always talk this concept. If you want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together. That's for me is just such a big thing with this is an example of it, right? Like there's all of you that made the commitment to be here just tells me where your mindset is. And then it takes pros that do this day in and day out. Now, loan officers and Tony will attest to this. I mean, we get more show up from realtors than we do like loan officers to some of our own mandatory things that we have, right? So the willingness to learn and all these minds coming together is where the win is going to be. So I want to, you guys have already seen this. So I want to start to focus on this. Now you guys all have handouts, right? So I know Tony kind of jumped out with a lot, but one of these sheets, which we'll start to go over, is going to be the activity tracking, and then is this a whole packet? Thank you. And then the theme days. So while Tony was talking time management, Tony also asked me to come up with systems for myself to say, okay, there's so much duplication in regards to the centers of influence we have and whatnot. Like how did we narrow that down? And when I started to look at our team, my own challenges and whatever it was, a lot of that was to me just not, it's not knowing who to call, but it's when, how, what to say. Are there other methods that could help ease that phone call? Hence Instagram, right? Or whatever other social media platforms. So we want to take what's going on with the online world, but obviously not get away from the fundamentals. And for me, like I have to have this sheet. I mean, it moves around with me all day long. So I need to know, okay, this is my daily activity list, but I also need my activity tracker to make sure that I can go in and log these things. So we talk about, and I want to jump into that activity tracker together. Does everybody have a copy? And if you're on Zoom, can you see this? Awesome. Okay, so when we're looking at, this is my week, right? And everybody's goals are going to be different. But for me, I understand that, all right, I need to hit the targets that I want to get to. I know that I've got to get 5 pieces of content out a week, 50 social media comments. That's just thoughtful engagement, right? I like, you guys heard me at the last thing, if you were there, like not the fire emojis, right? Like if you post something, if I'm responding to you, one, it's you either probably made me laugh, Jonathan, or it's something that, you know, I like Cody put out like a really clean video the other day, and I just told him my honest opinion on it. I didn't just drop him like a couple fire emojis. I said like, this is whatever I said, but that was a genuine comment, right? So what I did is, I don't like to scroll Instagram. It gives me like, I don't know if anxiety is the right word, but I just don't like to scroll Instagram. So we all have our notes, and I'll show this, I'll drop this into the school community. But what you can do is you can create, what I have is like, it's called a 10x2. So let's say, Jen, I wanna support your channel. You may not post something every day, so you may put 50 people in here whose stuff you want to go to, but I can click this and it's going to take me directly to that profile. So I don't have to scroll. Like, the reason I can keep up with a lot of you guys on engagement is because I'm intentionally going to your profiles, and then thoughtfully engaging. So to drop 10 comments for me is easy because I already know, all right, this is the audience that I'm talking to anyways. I'm just going to go talk to the people. But all I did was put it in a list. And then instead of having to scroll Instagram, I will show you guys how to put that in a link. Direct messages. Who's heavy on Instagram right now? Like, who are you? Okay. What would you say in regards to like somebody you have a conversation with on Instagram, and then you have a phone call with them prior to somebody you didn't have a chance to connect with on social media? What difference are you seeing?
there's a level of trust, because
Right.
like they know me just based off my Instagram, even if we've never met in real life, or based off my Facebook. And I think people are looking for authenticity, which I know is big for most of us,
Yeah,
and that's really what people care about. So like,
100%.
just being genuine, I think.
100%. So I think when and for realtors, it's different. Like I tell lenders all the time, like, we're going to get on there, we're going to generate so many leads. I'm like, bro, nobody wants to talk to you. Like, and I'm a lender, right? So I can pick on myself. But unless you're the analytical engineer type of brain, they're going to reach out to a lender first. Majority of people are going to reach out to you guys and gals first, because the house is the fun and the emotion and all of that. So lead generation is much more realistic for realtors. However, I don't want anybody to overlook the point of what we're doing with even small followings. Is it's more of like a resume and a personal brand. So when somebody's coming to my page, I have an optimized profile. It's very easy to see what I do, who I am, and then I've got the content there, at least enough to where if somebody comes to my page, they're gonna say, all right, something is going on. It's not like, I don't have like a happy Halloween post or whatever that is, but it creates sort of a brand and personal authority. So when I'm reaching out to them, it's not like some creep that gets into your guys' DMs, right? Then this is telling me my direct messages are, so that's 3 a day. And that can be a response to a story. Like that, I think that's what I like about Instagram over other platforms. Somebody could message you on Facebook right now, you may not respond to it, but Instagram, we've selected our audiences a little bit more. We're following who we want to follow, and not like, I gotta accept this friend request, or then, we're following who we want to follow, and you're able to then create that thoughtful engagement. Appointments set via DMs, events, then the face-to-faces is where, so face-to-face and voice-to-voice to me is the biggest activity tracking that I'm focused on, because I know if I have 12 quality conversations per day, meaning there was some connection, that's going to translate into business, right? In its most basic form. So if I'm tracking anything, I'm tracking how many face-to-faces I'm having, and those can be Zooms. Like, I've done Zooms with some of you guys in here. That's a face-to-face, even though it wasn't an actual, we didn't sit down. If we sat down and it was lunch or coffee or something, we'd call that a break bread. So I just want to explain what some of these are. So now when Anthony says, okay, Mike, do you have a weekly action plan? I don't have to even think. I just tell him, yes, Tony, I've got to put out 5 pieces of content this week. Which is 1 a day, right? So if I start breaking these down, if you see how this is built out, it's broken down into, especially when you get to the voice to voices, these 12 conversations per day. But so if Tony's asking me, what am I doing for the week? What are my goals for the week? I have my goals for the week already ready. I know what I need to do. So we talked about, sometimes it's not knowing what to do or what to say or who to call. And I think now when we tie in time management, and before I do that, does this make sense to you guys? Because I know there's mortgage terms on here. We can tweak that for the real estate side. But when I looked at this at first, I'm like, oh, like it's really not that much activity, right? Like 1 piece of content a day. I think everybody might have posted something today, right? I don't care if it was a story. And then, the direct messages, it's just the consistency of doing it. And then if I know that that's what my perfect week looks like, we reverse engineer, like Anthony said, into daily. So I need 1 piece of content, 10 social media comments, 3 DMs. So if this sits in front of me, it's not like this isn't something that gets tucked away. This is something I have to see for me to be able to do that. So now for me, if I go to my calendar, colors mean different things. So like green is business development or new business, orange is coaching, red is operations. I want to see as much green as I can on that calendar because those are outbound money making activities. But I already know that, again, if I say, what do I have to do for the week? When I go to my calendar, I already know, wait a minute, these spots are not filled already. So I need to go set a lunch appointment, set that. And where that will come into play the most, if you guys all have the real estate, the theme days in front of you guys. Okay. Is anybody's week structured? Like, because somebody might already be doing some of these things. Is anybody's week structured anything like this, or do you, or is there some examples of like what you guys are already doing right now that's working for you? What's that?
Like, so Thursday, why can't I end it? Sorry. Thursday, I call 10 past clients,
I love it.
12:15, 12:45.
I love it. And you know that you're going to do that every single Thursday, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually you've gotten into a flow. And when asking you this, you might have caught the answer in a previous class, but what would you say like the benefit of doing that on one day? There's multiple benefits, but what are the benefits for you? I don't mean to put you on the spot. I love that you're doing that.
I just picked a day and did it so that it's a half hour out of one day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And correct me if I'm wrong. What happens to me if I say, all right, Thursday, I'm going to call past clients. By the time you're on call 3, you're in such a flow. All the stuff you might have messed up on call 1 and 2 have now you're like, all right, I'm in a better flow on this third call. And it gets you into that state of flow instead of jumping from, let me work on this contract to now I'm going to call this lender who I really don't even like, and that's going to put me in a bad mood, and all these things, right, that pull on our emotions that can get us away from that. So when I'm looking at these things, it's like, all right, the most successful, and we sat down because I have like on the loan officer side, Anthony will be very proud. Hold on. All right. Well, it's not pulling up for me right now, but regardless, mine is even time blocked of like what a perfect week looks like. So if we're able to get into this flow right here, and what I've seen powerful happen for loan officers and real estate agents is they find somebody to hold them accountable to do this. Luckily, I have Tony, so I don't have like an excuse for anything. But if you're coming in and saying, you know what, Jen and Cody, we sat next to each other in this class, whatever it is, find whoever you'd want. But if you can design your schedule, for example, I know that my client consults are typically scheduled from 4:30 to 6:30. If anybody in here has sent a deal before, you guys will attest to the fact that I respond with, I can speak at this time or this time to the client, and that's typically going to be in the later afternoon. Mentally, I'm going into the week. Now, if the client says I can only talk at 11 and I got an opening at 11, I'm going to do it, right? But I try to design it to where my whole week has this rhythm to it. And all of this started from Anthony working with me on time management, because it had to be, I don't know, we were on a tour from here to Jersey to Delaware to Pennsylvania. I don't even know where we were at. But it was up through the East Coast, and Anthony's military, and so was one of the other guys. Like 5 a.m. just banging. Our buddies Seth banging on my door, but I appreciated it because it was like, we gotta let's be way early and things like that. So I had to conform to these habits. So I'm like, if I can't manage my time, there's time management.
Why don't we be honest with that story?
Oh,
Let me just tell everybody what happened.
oh gosh.
We all agreed on a time, and your fearless leader wasn't there, but we were all there. But Mike learned a lot from that opportunity, and he's definitely grown from that, and he's definitely on time. I can't say 100%, but it's pretty close, man. It's pretty close to 100% right now.
Well, when you call me at 2:27 and our thing is at 2:30, I mean, if I answer at 2:30, I'm on time. But on time is late. So yeah, on time is late.
Don't even get into it with him.
No, I digress.
It makes us feel better. I had a showing today at 5 p.m. and the client called me at 5:36 to ask me if I was on my way.
Okay. All right. I don't.
It's
that-
overwhelming.
No, and he's right though. Now, luckily, I didn't miss the speaking engagement, right? I made the speaking engagement. We just weren't, instead of being 4 hours early, we were 3 hours early. So it was good.
Don't.
We were. But now when we look at this top 50 COI, do you guys have because what another thing that was helpful for me was to take this and break it down and say, okay, well, wait a minute. If I've got to call, I've got to target 100 realtors, focus 50, which is much smaller, then that goes to a focus 10, top COIs. Now, this will be available inside of, if you're in the school community, you'll be able to download these and rebrand them and do whatever you want. But where this got easy for me, because and I'm a technology fan, but like these CRMs, every CRM says that it does this and does that, and I'm like, okay, but I just want to call people. Like, I just need to pick up the phone and I need a clear list. And every time we've to the point where we brought in a bunch of different mortgage pros across the country and we built our own CRM, and it still was at a point where it wasn't good enough for me. And what I realized is that I need everything in one place. And I need it easily to say, oh, today I'm calling my realtors. I'm going to pull up this list. If it's my Focus 50, that would be on a different day. This is on the loan officer side. Now, my Focus 50 COIs, for me, that's going to be the financial planners, the CPAs. But for you guys, and we've shown it before, but like and Anthony, if you want to chime in with anything, just to talk about how powerful the homeowner industry segment was for you, and that I know that all of the people in this room are referring a ton of business out to homeowner industry segment COIs, but they are getting some reciprocation but a lot of your career was built on that. Can you chime in on that?
Well, we're going to do a training on that, right, Mike? The COI
Correct.
duplication through the homeowner industry segment. But I'll just say this: I talked about it in the event, and that is this idea of networking and creating your own networking group. Where I did it is I built a platform of well over 200 companies that I was doing lunch and learns for their employees, teaching them how to get into a house and teaching them how to debt consolidate. And I would funnel those people into my home buyer seminars. But what really got powerful about it is I started networking them with each other. And all of a sudden I started to create this networking group. One of the slides that I have in the presentation is it's human nature to want to win together. That's what we're doing right now. We're winning together. We're sharing ideas. We're transferring knowledge. But I think creating your own networking group, whether it's in homeowner industry segment, which is what that is basically any industry that works with homeowners, just like we do. We work with homeowners, especially the real estate professionals work with homeowners. One of my top referral sources or sharing sources was like this idea of pest control companies, solar companies, property managers. They loved me, right? It was like because nobody ever even called on it, but you probably all have about 40 loan officers calling on you. So I would just encourage you to start your own networking groups or pods, and Mike can teach you a little bit more about that. And we're going to have a training, I think, in a few weeks about that, but it's powerful. It'll open up dynamics that you hadn't even thought of for your business.
Love it, coach. So if I were to ask everybody in here, do you guys already have, and you may have 50 centers of influence, but do you have it where it lives just in one place? It can be a CRM because you could be way more tech advanced. Are you using a CRM? Oh, nice. Okay. So you've got, and then like if you say, all right, I want to call my centers of influence today, is it like, are you tagging them through the CRM as a, is that?
To open it through the CRM, I can't do much more through my phone.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Tyrone, I know you're pretty deep with your CRM. Is everything kind of living in there for you?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, and that's why I asked, because I feel like with CRMs, it always needs attention, no matter what, right? Exactly. Exactly. And for me, that's where that little sheet just, obviously, this is our blank one that we're sharing with you guys, but mine has got my people on there, a lot of you. So, but it's to make sure that we're constantly adding value to those people and people that we want to work with. Like, that's the beauty of this. You guys get to choose who do you want to work with, who do you not want to work with. For me, having it in one place where I know, like, because Tyrone, I think a good example could be like, you go in, you're ready to call your list, something pops up on the CRM where you're like, oh, wait a minute, like I got an email going out to a client in process about credit repair. Like, that's something that happened to me not too long ago. And I'm like, I got to go fix that problem. What happened? It took me away from this focused list that I want to be in front of. So I'm a fan of the simple things too. So again, time blocking that. And that goes back to the 10 to 12 conversations. The Tuesday stuff is that the reason the realtors that we did this with do that on Tuesdays is because the pro lenders that they deal with do the update. It doesn't mean that in a transaction, I mean, Cody, you and I were on a transaction. We got to talk 17 times in a day sometimes, right? But the standard update is on Tuesday. I may call him on Tuesday. Hey, Cody, this is what's going on. And then, yeah, something goes on throughout the week. I'm not going to wait until next Tuesday, but I know at least every file is getting touched and moved on Tuesday that's in process. So the realtors that we work with are like, well, wait a minute, if we're going to get the updates on Tuesday from Mike, let's make sure that that's the day that we're blocking, and not just Mike, any lender that's doing it right. then let's make that the day that we're reaching out to our buyers and sellers, and the whatever agent is on the other side of the transaction, making you the professional that's doing all that follow-up. What does that do to the borrower? They're like, wait a minute, my lender and my realtor are on the same page. They both called me today. And, me and Cody were doing group texts with one of our clients, right? So there's different ways of doing that. Wednesday, the buyer and seller leads, is anybody doing like lead cold calling, or is this more, are you guys more sphere? Sphere? Okay. Mix. I mean, that's where this is like your top of the funnels, right? So for me, my Wednesdays on the mortgage side is pre-approved buyers. But they don't have to be like, I don't care if they're 6 months out. I'm still talking to them now because that's again what mortgage planning is about, right? We're putting a game plan together. Because you guys know as well as us, like you might miss one phone call from this person, and then they're like, I'm just calling this other agent, and now this other agent's showing them a house, and you're like, wait a minute, I called you for the last 7 weeks. We missed one time. Somebody comes in and swoops that. That's happened to me for sure. On the mortgage side. Thursdays, 7-day post closing. This what really got to me about annual mortgage reviews, and then like a lot of the stuff that we do after loans close, there was a small set of words to me that was said: if you only show up when there's a transaction done, then you are not a professional. It was my buddy talking to me, but he was right. So for me, every person is getting a call after closing. I need to know, because you guys get to see them. Maybe they get the keys. Busier lenders are either going to pop in at the closing, or they're not going to be there, right? Or they may send somebody from their team. My point is, if we want that relationship to be glue, and we're promising our realtor partners and saying, hey, we're going to be doing additional follow-up, that one, we're going to remind the client that, hey, Jen referred you to us. Make sure you tell Jen that we did this 7-day follow-up and that this will continue, right? But again, we want you to be the hero at that point, not us. But same thing would go on your guys' end. And then the apology resets, right? Anybody have past clients they haven't talked to in 3 years? I do. I mean, but that's even with us with relentless follow-up or whatever it is. Sometimes they're not answering. So, and I think a lot of us believe like, man, if I call them after 3 years, like, I don't even know what to say. But right now, if my lease was going up and my car guy called me and he said, hey, Mike, I know your lease is about to go up. Yes, I know he's making a sale. Yeah, Mike, your lease is about to go up. Do you want me to help you like get something ready before your lease? And I'm not going to say, oh, he didn't call me in 3 years. I'm going to say, oh, this guy was smart enough to make sure that he called me. And to give you an idea, like we know a lot of lenders, and we were guilty of it, like HomeBot, Home IQ, just nonstop pings, and we couldn't follow up because we didn't have the right systems in place. So that HomeBot is a great system, Home IQ is a great system, but somebody's got to follow up with those leads, right? So we created a time for those to be done. And then on Friday is the financial planners, the divorce attorneys. I'm going to go later on in the other classes. I'm going to go deep on financial advisors of any, like, there's going to be scripting around things that you'll be able to say to them where they know that they're going to have to lower their ego, because you know what you're talking about, and it's not, we get them off the defense real quick. And then a lot of the stuff that, I don't work, I don't specialize in divorce, but like 2 months ago, I want to say about 40% of our branches pipeline was divorce deals, just because of how much that's out there. So, you know, obviously getting in front of those attorneys, there's other things that, I think when you know the paperwork better than the attorney, you have a lot of power when you have those conversations with the attorneys, and it's not too complicated. I'll give you a small example. When a client is refinancing a home to buy out a spouse, and then the spouse, you guys may have the spouse that's going to go buy out the other property, but there's valuable information of the one that's keeping it. They don't get hit with all the adjustments for a cash out refi. It is considered a no cash out refinance. So a lot of times I have to go to the attorney and say, please add the verbiage of no cash out refinance. Now the conversation's flipped and they're like, well, wait a minute, the lender does know what needs to be more on the legal paperwork than the attorney, and you guys will have the ability to do that. So we have a whole thing on that. So we're over. So I don't wanna hold it. We're gonna put all of this. Is everybody inside of school? Okay. Is everybody on the Zoom inside of school? Yes, you are, Stephanie. You already comment, you're on the leaderboard in school with I guess so. It ranks it like off of engagement, and it's meant to it's meant to be impactful with creating more engagement. So does this resonate with you guys? And if yes or no, is there certain things you want us to dive in deeper on? Is there things that don't make sense on here? Because we also have the realtors who helped us create this to chime in on any questions that you guys would have. Because again, I don't pretend to be a real estate agent. We went and partnered up with, from the Go Agent side, all the realtors that are on there and running, whether it's boutique brokerages or the mass mega teams, or just individual rock stars that did that. And then the other attachment was the, again, just more of, if you want a time block, and this is a more of a visual way. Yeah, actually, that's a good point, Stephanie. Is anybody doing anything for, you guys do like client appreciation events or anything like that? Yeah?
Mini photo sessions at a photo studio.
Nice.
There's 7-minute time slots and they're, it's between 1 and 3. And then, so they're gonna pick their time and we're gonna shuffle them in and out and they're gonna get digital photos.
So like family photos for them to go put at the house? Nice, okay.
Is that Jen?
Yeah, that's Jen.
Of course.
Well, yeah, so.
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's my first time doing it, so we'll see.
Okay. I absolutely love that. We had one of the guys, Stephanie, that's in my coaching group. He does, and it's too late for us now, but this is a good thing to think about. He does something with the football schedules. I don't know. I'll show you, but it was pretty cool because we could do a lot of spin-offs off that. Anybody else doing like client appreciation parties, or it doesn't even have to be a parties, sending them something? Family movie day? Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you. No Goodfellas for him? Okay, okay.
Hey, Mike, I got to jump on another call, so I'm going to say goodbye to everybody.
Go ahead, coach.
Bye, everybody. I got to jump on another call. The founder of AFN just called me, so I'm going to call him right back. But I'm right here if you need anything. Mike can also invite you to our National Prospect Creation Mastermind. Him and Stephanie are going to be our guest speakers. One of our guest speakers this Thursday. So Mike can send that link to everybody as well. You're welcome to come. We just share ideas of success just like this. So if you want to come, you're more than welcome to come. It's 8:30 Pacific on Thursday. Mike's got all the information.
Thanks, coach. Thank you
Okay,
so much
guys.
for everything.
Take care.
Love you, coach.
Love you guys. Be safe.
Love you, bro.
Okay.
So I'll leave us with this. Obviously, this is just a more condensed version, but if there's anything that I can encourage is some sort of time blocking. I know it's hard. If a buyer says, I want to see a house at this time, I'm not saying don't make adjustments. It's not like, I won't talk to a client if they don't want to talk in a certain block. But when you guys, if you're leading the client and saying, I'm available at this time, typically they're going to pick one of the times and make themselves available. Of course, there's urgencies or specific situations. So does this still feel like a lot and you guys want us to dive more into these things? Because we've got 8 weeks of, we already have everything built out.
Yeah, so if I can be really transparent.
Yeah,
I don't know. Because what time are we doing the show and what time are we answering the calls of our clients? That's what I spend most of my day. So
sure,
I talk, learn from everyone.
sure.
What virtual assistants are you using? Who's helping you do all this work? Because that's what I'm struggling with,
Right,
right? I've hired like 15 different people over the last 12 months
sure,
and no one can keep up. So now I'm hiring like 8 different people to do what I can do, but then it's like, I can't, I can't manage because then I'm managing everyone
sure.
and it's more work. So I think throughout these 8 weeks, if I could figure out from someone what kind of help does everyone have? Because I'm grateful to be as busy as I am, but I'm overwhelmed. You know already.
Yeah, I do.
So I've hired a VA, I've hired a part-time assistant at night, I've hired 2 physical assistants to do physical stuff, and I'm still overwhelmed. So whatever systems, AI, ChatGPT has been a huge help, but I
Yeah.
still haven't formatted it probably to do everything that it could do.
Yeah,
I'd love to see a lot of that in these 8 weeks to systemize everything.
sure.
That's, I think, my big thing.
Yeah.
Everything in a system.
And I'd love to hear, obviously, this is open forum, right? And this is mastermind. So for me, just only because we got to talk about it a little bit more on the call, I think if you zero in on, because I'll give you what my biggest challenge was. I'm such a fast communicator that I'm like, how do I fix this? So right now, if I'm getting text messages, they're going to another phone that she has access to. People are not waiting on me right now. So I'm not saying but that also was after me going through VA after VA after, right? And that I was struggling with, but there's also different systems to put in place. I think what I'll zero in with you on when we do more of one of our one-on-ones is identifying how much time of your day is proactive
I
versus
was
reactive.
just gonna say that.
Yes,
It's dead on, Ange. You're right.
yes. So for me, I had to be selfish with my time and say, you know what? If I can't take an hour to eat or make these 10 calls that I promised that I was going to make, like, the world, I may have 62 messages and 140 emails when I'm back from that hour, but nobody died during that process, right? Now, if there was something super urgent, I would just encourage that you have somebody who can at least voice that or pick up a phone and voice it and say, Angie's going to call you back at this time, and then puts that on your calendar. Same way me and her run. But I also have to make sure that I'm communicating with her. But we'll jump in on that. Does anybody have? Love Trello. Yeah.
Figured out how to add forms yet, because I have. I added her on there, so I could put all the projects on there.
Yeah.
How did you hire your assistant? Where'd you find her?
I actually found her through another realtor. Oh, real? You be careful. She's not a realtor.
Well, and to piggyback off that,
I think that's what I'm looking for, is the resources, yeah, thank you, thank you.
love it.
Like that's possible, like that there is some time that is spent being more reactive than
I'm
proactive?
reacting to everything, but I'm reacting to business, so
Like
I'm not gonna.
taking the calls right then instead of
Right, I'm
realizing.
not gonna
I know
call
that
10
said
people
way.
looking for business when 10 people are calling me with the business.
Yeah, how do you
that-
not, it's
that-
a
yeah.
hard urge not to.
Right,
Yeah,
right, cause
definitely
each call
need to
is,
exercise, because otherwise it becomes.
yeah, that's where I'm at,
Yeah,
thank you.
and I think it's different for everybody, right? But it's more of just whatever time is blocked. And right now, I think would one great tip that we just talked about on a inside of a group that I'm in, Chris Anthony's group for just what's going on with the mortgage industry at more of a financial level. Basically what banks are in trouble. And what we're looking at is saying, all right, if we know this bank, this bank, this bank are in trouble, I'd also do the same thing on real estate and say, all right, which realtors, because this may or may not be how you got your realtor, but one of our best assistants that we hired came from, we said, all right, they were working with this loan officer who was doing 20 units a month, about 80% refi. We know that that loan officer is about to slow down when rates go down. We reached out to that assistant and said, would you like consistent purchase business every single month? But again, that loan officer couldn't afford to keep her anyway. So it wasn't, we also did that loan officer a favor because this person wasn't without a job anymore, right? He wouldn't have been able to keep her and pay her. So I think a good thing to look at would be looking at, all right, what realtors might be exiting the business? Because if they were doing production, they probably had an assistant that is like, even with me and Danielle's 100 times more organized than I am. And I found the stuff that I was weak at, and I hired around that. I hired people who were strong at the stuff that I'm not really good at.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
11:30 to 12, now yours might need to be longer than that, but 11:30 to 12 noon, return calls and emails, and then another one at 6:30 to 7, return calls and emails.
100%.
So, and by the way, like, I don't take my own advice sometimes, because I get caught up in answering client calls when I'm supposed to be talking. But again, the time block is there, and that's, the essence of it is right. I'm getting calls while I'm prospecting from clients, or even a prospect I called that didn't, but I'm on to the next one, call them back at 11:30. You know, that's the best advice I got from higher level people than I am, so.
That's 100% spot on. If you, we call that, even for us, we call that white time. And that's when I'm pushing files, I'm getting back to clients. Even like good buddy of mine, Todd Booksman, he's got his whole thing win by noon. That is, I mean, unfortunately, and for me, it's like now gotten to the point because I don't believe in full work-life balance, but I do believe in some sort of harmony, right? There can't be all work and right, we've got families and significant others, but even down to like scheduling date night and putting that on my calendar, because otherwise I'm gonna miss it and I'm gonna forget and I'm gonna put God knows what, and then I'm gonna be in the doghouse for a little bit, right? So, but and we'll have even more on this stuff. Are you, Jen, is your thing? Are you like, it's hard to like say to for the time blocking because of how much comes at right, 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 right.
Not that I really have this like amazing time block set up and was prospecting, it's just, I wanna show up for you guys are putting a lot into this too. And so it's just like, it's a lot to realize, oh yeah, there's a lot to maintain and, are we gonna have accountability, like we're showing this to you each week and we're talking about?
No, but we can talk about it every week. I don't want to be like I don't want to, I don't want to try to hold you accountable, and then it's like, then I'm calling you about something else, and you're like, "Well, I don't want to talk to you because you're going to talk to me about accountability." But I will look at that with you every week. What I will do, and what Anthony encouraged me and Christine to do, is for me to share mine with you guys every week, and that one, that makes me do it, right? But two, you'll realize that I'm human and that I do miss things, and I'm never 100% every week. But I'll tell you where I'm at. Like this week is so all this stuff, I also then go back and log digitally, because we compete on a national level. So like, it's very easy for me. I mean, everybody here can see I'm crushing it at face to face. I'm crushing it at DMs. I'm crushing it at events. What do I suck at right now? Right. So, but I know that in 1 second by logging in. And then, obviously I've got other things, my voice to voices. What else? I've done 0 video messages, right? So for me to be able to, and this is a whole class in itself, so I don't want to dive into this, but this is tied to my activity tracker. And because I don't like losing, like there's 700 loan officers in here that are going at it with each other. So again, I got whooped last week. So this week, I had to make a comeback. So my point is, though, it doesn't have to be all of this, but for me, I'm so visual that I'm like, oh, I've already exceeded my goal by 733%. I need to shift my focus to this stuff that I'm not doing. And I think when we're able to see that, it's just like a scoreboard in a game. We don't know, should I pull my starters out right now? Because if I don't know that we're up by 30, I might keep them in the game and they get injured or whatever it may be. So, yeah, I'm willing to do that. Not in a way where like there's but one of the things that we wanted to do inside of school that I was encouraged by, Neil Dingra's 8-week challenge that he did with us for video specific, but every week there would be like he'd do a different competition, but there was prizes given. And I thought it was cool. It made it fun. But we can do that around this, and whoever wants to participate, nobody has to participate in it. But if you guys want to participate in that, know that every week I'm going to be showing my results, and that, if anybody who wants to log this and on their own and whatnot, I'm willing to even if you want to call me one-on-one and just say, Mike, this is where I'm at, where were you at, right? Because I'm not ever going to ask you to do something that I won't. Are we tired, or is it a lot again? I'm looking at Tyrone, he's like, man.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
They'll appoint me here, right? I hear it, I hear all in here.
Right.
And yeah.
But you're not going to miss your hair appointment.
I'm not gonna miss it, but like the work activities, I get it, I'm reactive. That's my problem, I'm reactive.
Sure.
Go out though.
Right.
Yeah, like I got me starting at 8:30. That's a lie. Like just being honest with myself, right? Do I really get there? No, it's closer to 10, right? Which means, but
Sure.
being honest with
Yeah, but then yours would start at 10. It's not like
That's my way of trying not to kind of what she's talking about. Just every damn thing off where they want to go right now. I can go. I could technically do it. I'm trying to get in the head of keep our street.
Yeah.
I utilize the calendar.
Yeah.
But it is a struggle for me.
I agree.
I must admit, like I'm looking towards tomorrow, I guess I got 8 or 9 tasks in here, looking on laptop. How the hell am I gonna squeeze that in with what I got time about? What's gonna have to give?
Right.
And I have to figure out a system to get better so that I don't do the typical real estate climb up the hill, then it's just a big fall down, you know what I mean?
Right.
Through, through your transaction. So that's my issue is I think it's a help, but I am knowing myself, I'm concerned with myself and sticking to it like I should. Because I don't stick to it. I have it here now just to be open, transparent and honest about it.
So I'll give you, and I appreciate that, man. I'll give you two pieces of advice from two different mentors. Matt Schultz, who Tony just brought up, runs our division, 500 million in production. We asked him what was the number one thing that helped you get to that level. And he said the second that I started saying no more than I would say yes. Before, like, I'm guilty of it. I just want to help everybody, right? And it's like I'd say yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, all right, but if I'm saying yes, I'm also simultaneously saying no to something else at that same time. And then the other one, another big one for me was this was from a $1 billion producer. It's this most simple hack. So where do you prospect from?
Home, well, no, the office.
And what's in front of you?
In the office?
Yeah.
My whiteboard with
Is there a computer there?
yeah, so this is it. I got two monitors for my laptop and then two monitors around.
There's one of them.
I got the same setup at home and in the office, right? So I use my laptop middle and I got two monitors around me and then I got a whiteboard dead in front of me.
Okay. And the reason I ask is like, you can see my office from there, right? I got the monitors, I got this, I got that. I don't prospect from there. I prospect from here because I don't have anything in front of me. There's no computer in front of me. There's no other emails that are gonna pop up at me. There's no somebody's gonna come run in my office and ask me a question that they could have Googled, right? Then there was. I had to come up with a problem-solving formula like 6 years ago because I was a professional Googler for my loan officers. I'm like, all right, now the formula is this is the problem, this is the research I've done, this is this is what I think we should do, right? So there's at least some sort of effort. But I say that to say computer screens for me were the death of prospecting because something is going to pop up on that screen. So I wish I had like a super tech hack for you, but it's that the hack is more non-tech related and it's like change the environment. I don't care. So one of my LOs sits outside and does it because he's like, I won't get it done inside the office.
I set my phone. So I set my phone to location when I get to the office, like from 9 to 12. No.
Right.
But the second I look down, or like you said, you get somebody, you didn't answer the phone. Now I'm calling Mike, right? You know what I mean? Like, so I have a little bit of that small fear factor in it. And I do have anxiety, like seeing and not picking it up. Like it is. So even if I'm making calls from it, you know what I mean? Like it's still, even if it's not ringing, the little red missed call at the top. Anxiety kicks in like crazy because I feel like I'm letting somebody down. You know? Like, so I need to call somebody back, let them down, which is not it's not a fire. To
But
them
it might
is.
be, right?
Yeah, to
Because
them
we play
it
with
is.
offers and
Yeah.
I think it's important to realize from a realtor's perspective, we
Sure.
can't miss calls. That'll mess up our reputation really quick. I don't deal with agents that can't answer the phone. Cause I'm gonna write an offer on something else.
Sure.
9 times out of 10, my clients like 2 or 3 properties.
Right.
A lot of times, if you didn't answer the phone and the other listing agent did, and I was able to negotiate a deal, they're getting the offer that you could have gotten.
Sure.
So for me, I think personally, because a lot of the greats, like Jeff Glover teaches this, like from 9 to 12, you prospect, you forget your phone, don't answer the phone. When I see that it's a Jeff Glover agent, forgive me, anyone, I'm sorry. I don't want to work with them. Because they don't answer the phone. You can't not answer the phone in this business, and that's why I'm saying, if we do have to have an assistant or someone that's answering for us, that I think is the level that we should be, discussing in this type of group, because we're all high level.
Sure,
Right? So the calls that we're getting are important. Someone needs to answer them. We can't, even being here, I showed Christine last time the screenshot of the calls and messages and DMs I had from just a 2-hour class. That class
Sure.
was vital. It was important. I respected and put my phone away. But I can't do that all the time, because at this time it's good. Right?
Sure.
We're not in business hours, which I think is perfect. But during the day, it's damaging. Like, no one died except maybe 2 or 3 deals. And thousands of dollars, right? So I think we do need to like find a middle ground between everyone, and maybe like Stephanie or some of the greats can, teach us and show us, this is what system I use, this is what VA I use, this is where I found my help, whether it's Trello or whatever, that's, I think, what some of us need to learn. 'Cause that's
Sure,
where I'm at. Like, I want to be able to eat and turn my phone off, but I
Sure.
can't.
Stephanie Sacco, you still on here?
She left. We're
She
not
left, that's
cool.
all right. That's all right. So she did it a lot of years. So I've worked with her 7 years. She finally got an assistant, right? So, and she had other like showing agents, things like that, and whatever it may be. I don't know how she did it. I really don't. It'd be good for her to share. But what I do know, at least about this at least idea of theme days, and the times change for me. Sometimes I have to do those calls at 2. I just like to get them done in the morning, because otherwise there's a million things that'll come up. But when we're looking at theme days, if that team's doing 3 billion, I mean, they're doing way more business than all of us, right? So it's like, all right, how have they found that balance? And honestly, yeah, they have these assistants and things like that. There's different things starting to come out. I don't know if you guys have seen like some of the auto receptionists that'll take the calls, like if you miss the call, and they'll get a message. I have like a bunch of text response templates, because sometimes I'm on a Zoom and I can text, right? So I'll just say, hey, in a meeting or on a Zoom, can you text? And then I say, but I'll still call you after, right? Little things like that. But I think, again, that's what Anthony was getting at, is like, let's not, if we don't believe that we're gonna do it 100%, I don't even think it should go on the calendar. I'd rather leave that as white space and say, hey, whatever comes at me, because that was what I was super guilty of also, was overbooking my day and not giving myself the 30 minutes to sit there and respond to those emails. And there's a lot of different things with that. So I don't know. I think there's a lot to continue to unpack. We want to hear from you guys too. We'll have all sorts of different top producers coming in and chiming in. And not that I'm not fascinated by top producers, because I also started with zero mortgage knowledge, just like everybody starts with at the same level, right? But what I found is that success leaves clues, right? And how I have grown to where we've grown to was not by reinventing the wheel, like, but I don't take everything to a T. I was told not to create this group because nobody would show up. So I took a video while you guys were here. At first, I was getting worried because it was only me and Cody. And I was like, hold on. Hold on, I don't got no ammo, but these are the groups that I love. I've rocked the big stages. That's cool. I can't even see the audience, right? This interactive sort of forum where we're really here as a team to iron sharpening iron is what this is all about. And I'm so grateful you guys came this late, because I know you guys have people waiting on you guys. But I'm still here for anybody that has questions or whatever. But whoever needs to leave or whatnot. please take food with you, or, so this is, we don't want to get thrown away. But I'm gonna stick around. Is there any more questions from this side? No? Oh, yeah,
But I do
sure.
have to say, when I really like the reset, the apology reset, do you do those on calls or do you do those on? Because I'm really bad with follow-up. We've talked about this with my
Sure.
pastime. But I want something to like, hi, I haven't forgotten about you. Congrats on buying your house. How's it going? Do you want to refi? Whatever. Do you have some type of like templates and things like that that you can share with us for follow-ups for clients?
Yeah.
Especially for when it's like an apology, like, sorry, I've been missing.
Yeah, yeah. No, so we had, that's a good point. Let me note that. I'm the biggest fan of scripting and like sequencing, because probably how many cold calls I made early on in my career, and I'm like, this is not, like there's a way to do it. So yes, I do have an apology reset script. Christine, and Danielle, if you'll remind me to add that to school,
What am I reminding you of?
the apology reset script. And that it's
Oh, for
it.
clients that you haven't talked to in years.
Correct.
Got it. Apology script. Got it.
Apology reset script.
Apology
So
reset.
I got it.
Sorry.
Danielle's got it. Christine, teamwork. Yeah, so that one is, and it's not complicated. It's a no, the biggest thing that I thought when I was making those calls is like the clients were gonna be like, I don't even know who you are. You know, like I didn't know what they were gonna say, but then when you like catch a couple and they're so grateful that you called them, they're like, "Oh, you remember me?" And I'm like, even the other day, like client we closed like 8 months ago, they're like, "Hey, uh, this is," they said their name. You did a loan for us at. I'm like, I picked up the phone. I'm like, I said her name. I'm like, how's the baby? How's the, because I know, right? Like, and obviously there's notes that I can look at, but so people are almost, um, they get like in awe a little bit, right? That like, oh, she actually thought about me, instead of what our mind is telling us that, oh, I haven't talked to them in 3 years. They're not going to remember who I am, blah, 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 blah. For me, it's that script starts with, hey, Angie, it's Mike, your favorite mortgage lender. Uh, in case she doesn't remember me, she's going to be like, oh, wait a minute. So that at some point I did a loan with this guy, or is, because it's not going to be some cold call, right? There's communication there, but that's, and you would start with, it's your favorite real estate agent, um, and then I'll drop the whole script in there, but it's not, you're not even apologizing. You're just letting them know that going forward, you're going to be calling them more often, because, and it's okay to say that we should have followed up before, because that shows a vulnerable side of you, and that you care, and that even though you might have been a little bit scared to make that call,
Like,
you
it's
do,
been a while.
yeah, you
Okay.
you doing it that's courage, right? Doing something when and the client feels that from, I'm not gonna get all into psych on here. So, but yeah. So we next, obviously we have the holiday weekends off, or holiday weeks off. Next week, Christine, what's next week's agenda? Yeah, I think it is Chat GPT. So that'll be a fun one. Does everybody have a Chat GPT subscription? Okay. Well, yeah, no. Yeah, so does the free one allow you to build GPTs or no?
Well, they've cut it down now, like the free one, I've paid for it and I've done the free one, but the free one now, you only get so many now, then it makes you.
Oh, you gotta wait. Okay.
Yeah, so it probably does make sense, and I'm tripping off $20, it's only $20 to add it, but.
No, I mean, I'm not, every dollar counts. So what I'm getting more at is like the, if the free already did, but now that you said that, I remember it, you only can give it so many prompts and then it says you have to wait 18 hours before you could. Right, right. Yeah.
I'm gonna subscribe, but I just need to like be able to send up. Is that what we're doing in the class? Like.
Yeah, so, yeah, so we're gonna, it's literally gonna be like side by side, I'm pulling it up and then you guys are pulling it up on your laptop simultaneously. And then we'll have all of the, so, got all these probationary devices.
I can't hear you anymore.
You can hear me now.
Yes.
Thank you. So yes, we'll do that, Christine and Danielle. That's just another one to remind me. All the GPTs that we'll be building, so what we're gonna build next week is all of your repurposing. So it's the Instagram caption writer for when you have a video, all you do is drop the transcript of the video in there and it's gonna create your Instagram caption. We'll have your social media copywriter. That's literally something that, like, I use it every day as, how do I explain it? Like, what I told it is that it's a 20-year marketing, digital marketing expert. I fed it all sorts of things from different, so I use it as something to say, help me create X, right? So we'll have that social media marketer. You'll have the LinkedIn repurposing, so literally one reel, like the last reel you post, you take that transcript then becomes, writes your Instagram reel caption. It writes an 800-word LinkedIn article. It's gonna write your Facebook written post for X or Twitter, if you guys are using that. And then also caption for TikTok. It will also, I got you, Jonathan. It's gonna craft that same exact transcript, can be used to drop in for your newsletter that week, which we're gonna talk newsletters a little later on, but we're gonna build out the GPT for, when I say GPT, I don't even know what that means. I just know that when I go in there, it allows me to build my own GPT, like it's only gonna do the stuff that I tell it based on what I programmed it to do. That to me was like, all right, we can get, and not that I was a fan of cutting jobs, but it to me is truly over 100K a year marketing assistant at that point, because you don't even, it knows what to put in there so that it's SEO optimized and all these other things that I'm not gonna sit there and do. We wanna pump out content at scale right now. And if we're focused on that modern realtor piece, which is the before, the during, and the after, it's gonna be a lot of this platforming, deplatforming we talked about, right? We get them to social, and then as we near the end, and there's some of the people in the group doing a good job of this already, but we're gonna talk about why YouTube is I shouldn't say that it's gonna outpace Instagram. But if we're looking over the next 5 years, there's so much of the sales process is gonna be completed on YouTube because it's searchable. And now what we're saying on video, Google is transcribing, and SEO is now coming from video. So we have to know sort of what to say on that. Those captions will write that too. So again, this one, it's not stuff that I haven't tried, but it's also not stuff that hasn't been tested and proven by the people that have taught this stuff to me, and then we put it into action. I don't believe, like, I hate when somebody teaches a class and then you're like, okay, and you know, like, so does it work or does it not? They're like, I don't know. They have no way of showing social proof, right? Where for us, this stuff comes from people that I've had you guys follow, Neil Dingra, Amir Syed, Renee Rodriguez, all these people who have spent multiple six figures trying to figure this stuff out for years, and then came in and brought it to us in the masterminds. They brought it to us to test it and then come bring it out to you guys. So I am just super thankful that everybody's here. And we're just gonna continue to keep progressing this thing. Christine, anything you wanna?
Sorry,
Add
I'm not there. I've been sick for a couple days. I'm sorry I'm not there. Don't forget, we want to get some social tags out. Remember you mentioned that?
Oh, yeah, if you guys can pull out your phones, Christine, throw up a deuces with me.
So embarrassing. Wait, really? You really want me to put my peace signs up?
Yeah, you
Wait,
gotta.
you're all doing it, and I'm just like random. Hold
Everybody's
on.
doing the deuce.
Wait, what am I doing?
Oh, God.
Now you moved away as soon as she did it.
Oh, really?
Wait, what? I mean, he's in the way. He's blocking me.
Wait, as soon as you did it.
Okay.
Hold on, watch this. I'm gonna get on double camera so you can't miss me.
Oh, no. There we go.
And whose mic was it working?
But if you guys could tag us in this, and anybody that like, we're not, this isn't something, again, that you guys are seeing us like market and think, this is not, this is, if you know somebody and you're like, okay, I think they could add value to this group, please feel more than, this is your guys' group too. This is your time that you're dedicating to. I'm just the one that's facilitating the transfer of knowledge. So I appreciate everybody being here. Christine, thank you for emceeing. Did you check the chat, Christine?
Yeah, I was just like Anthony and Stephanie said that she wants to add value to the group with how to change the systems and manage your people that you're working with a little bit to help you
Yeah.
guys.
Okay, I see that here. Awesome. We'll get Stephanie Sacco to share some stuff, and then we'll bring in Stephanie Lavelle from Chicago to share a bunch of her stuff.
Does Gigi know who Stephanie Lavelle is? Gigi's from Chicago.
Oh, I don't.
Do you know Tommy Choi?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we
it's-
worked in the same town.
Okay, so that Go agent that's Tommy Choi, Stephanie Lavelle. What's Tommy's partner's name? I can't remember whoever it is. So Tommy, I know Tommy through Amir Syed, which is Amir was Tommy's go-to loan officer. Amir runs growth only coaching now, which that's the one where I was showing you, it's like 700 of us going at it with each other. I mean, that's Amir's company that he got out of loans and started doing that. But yeah, so Tommy, we should bring Tommy on. Tommy, who was here when I was showing the annual equity reviews? I mean, was anybody in that class with like all right, we'll bring that in. That was from Tommy Choi. Actually, and I'll drop it into school because it was a recorded call between me and him. You guys will like his strategy on what he did with those. Long story short, direct mail to it's like circle prospecting, but for somebody that you just did a buy side for, he'll then call them, he'll schedule an annual equity review. Hey, have you been getting, information from, we know they're getting flyers from other realtors in the mail about, hey, I just sold this house. I just sold this house. Hey, I'm sure you've been getting a bunch of stuff in the mail. They say yes. And then he'll jump into like, are you excited about all this stuff that it's showing with the house? Yes. Would you find it helpful if we did a 15-minute Zoom just to discuss what this means for you and give you a more accurate idea of the pricing? Is that something you find helpful? Yes. And then as he goes on, well, do you think that is this something, are your neighbors getting all these things too? Because we know that they are. And then he then gets that person to go get the whole neighborhood, and then he does an annual equity review for every single person in the neighborhood. It's a powerful strategy. I'll drop it into school from him, so thanks, Tommy. All right, see Lucian, what else you got for us?
I'm just really happy that you're all so amazing.
Oh, thanks, Christine.
Yeah. And I don't say things I don't mean. So I just this is really exciting. I may look like I'm really organized and have everything together, but Mike and Anthony have helped me so much. It's not even funny. I'm just like a solo woman over here doing everything by myself, editing my own videos, working a day government job, helping run a UPS store. Like it's wild, but this group, this community, you guys as my friends, just thank you so much for going through this with me. It really makes it a lot easier. So thank you.
That was very kind, Christine. No, I'm not making fun of you for once. That was actually very kind. I promise I wasn't making fun of you. All right, I'm gonna log off here. Thank you,
Does that mean
everybody.
you're
Thank
kicking
you,
me off?
everybody. Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Love you all.
Bye. How do I end the meeting? Oh.